speaking up. No matter how many promises they make to do so, my experience has been not to trust anybody. That's by their choice. I've had too many people stab me in the back to believe a goddamn one of you, but I'm hoping Pebbles will actually do something. She said that she was in contact with me a long time ago, but she got her Facebook taken away. I don't know how true that is. I'm not her. If I was there with her in person, she could show me in person. It's a lot of work trying to send shit across the internet, and it's fucking expensive. When you've got so many people threatening, harassing, and intimidating you across the internet over slander that's on the internet, not slander that was started by you, but slander that was started by people like Alicea Bollinger and Natalie Bollinger and Maddie Boa. I started off today by sending the message from Natalie Bollinger that I exposed Ted Bollinger with on December 13th. Sorry, yeah, December 12th or December 13th. I believe it was the 13th of 2017. This is about 2 weeks before she was shot in the head. Because I exposed her dad, she got a protection order. Now, of course, I just spent a whole bunch of time sending Pebbles, who I don't trust anybody whose real name I don't fucking know. I don't trust anybody for a reason. I don't trust anyone. I'm going to say that again for those in the back. I don't trust anyone. In order for me to trust you, you got to establish trust. That means keeping your word. That means speaking out not 6 months from now, not 6 years from now. Pebbles is going to get to see when she opens up her emails in the morning. She's going to see mostly messages from me to Natalie, because I got to go through and search through all this shit to try to find it. So I didn't go through the messages from Natalie. I just sent the one. There was a couple others that were attached to some of the ones that I had sent out, so those went along with it too. But I also got to go through it. I'm only maybe halfway through sending that out. I also got to send out the stuff from Natalie, that those were responses to. I'm also going to need to send her the stuff from Tim Beeson, and she get to see. Not only was I not stalking Natalie, but I told the truth from day one. She's going to get to look at the dates. She's going to get to look at the email addresses, including Natalie's ex-stepmother's. That's right. They got in contact with me, not the other way around. And they played fucked up head games. I'm hoping Pebbles will help me to expose these predators by speaking out about how wrongly I have been fucking treated. I'm hoping she will speak out instead of telling me to call somebody else who's going to tell me to call somebody else. Maybe if I'm lucky, I might even convince her to make a few calls with me and explain to these people that I'm telling the truth, that she's seen the evidence. However, I only forwarded her about 10 emails altogether. Some from Natalie, some from me. Took a few screenshots of some of the email addresses for some of my predators. That's the only way to get a hold of them now. But I didn't send her any of the 10,000 or more screenshots. There's a lot of evidence to go through, and it needs to be gone through starting at the very beginning because of cause and effect. To all you homeless people out there, if you're not fighting for the man next to you, don't expect him to fight for you. To all you homeless people out there, there's a big difference between a bitching group and a support group. If you go to AA, you are not going to a support group. You're going to a bitching group. That's one of the problems with the homeless. They're all stuck in that fucking victim mentality. Oh, if I stand up, I'll be victimized. You're being victimized either way, dumbass. You're bitching about being victimized all the fucking time. You know why you're being victimized? Because nobody's fighting for you. Because you didn't fight for them. They didn't fucking matter. You only cared about you. This is come to be expected behavior from human beings. Now with this young lady, Pebbles, she says that she was in contact with me before, and she might have been. A lot of people were in contact with me before, and a lot of them got their Facebooks destroyed because they were trying to help me. See, there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't realize is actually against Facebook's rules that you guys do all the time, but nobody complains about it. Nobody complains about it because you're preaching to the fucking choir. I had to deal with people who pretended like they were going to help me, pretended like they were my friend, just so they could try to pull and twist and manipulate shit into something it isn't, because they wanted to victimize me for crimes that I didn't commit. Who molested Natalie Bollinger? According to her, it was Tim Beeson and Ted Bollinger. That's according to Natalie herself, in her own words. By the way, those are the words that I sent to Alicea, as well as sending my own words. She'll get to read that, obviously, I wasn't trying to get into Natalie's panties. It wasn't about being in love for me. That's what Natalie thought. She thought she was in love with me, and I was sure I'd talked her out of it, but apparently not. And she's going to get to see the messages where I'm explaining that Tim Beeson is threatening to kill me and my family well before Natalie was ever fucking killed. Were our conversations me threatening to kill her and her friends? No. Pebbles Alicea, or maybe it's Pebbles Alicea or Pebbles Alicea. I don't know how it's pronounced. I've read it. I haven't heard it pronounced yet. Pebbles offered to send me her number, and I said yes. I gave her permission to send me her number, and hopefully we'll be able to talk. Hopefully she's not afraid of being recorded. Because I have to record everything. I had too many web sleuths get on and pretend that they were going to help me that were up to no good. People like Kara Johnston Miles. Then there's the situation with Shannon Alvarado. Shannon Alvarado was fucking useless. She was useless because she was drunk. I didn't make her get drunk. Just like I didn't make Natalie and Alicia and Maddie and Ted and Troy and Tim do heroin and meth. I didn't make Tim Beeson rape an underage girl. I didn't make Ted Bollinger rape his own daughters. And I sure as shit didn't make you the coward that you are today. If Pebbles speaks up, she'll be the only person ever to do so. Some people fucking half-assed token made an effort just so they could say that they did something. They didn't follow through, though. And maybe Pebbles is the one person who's not a fucking cowardly piece of shit, who's just goddamn lip service. She'll get to read about how I explained to Natalie that she needed to call off the dogs, about how I was being abused and why. Natalie just avoided it, fucking continued to send people to harm me over slander. And Pebbles is going to get to see all that. For tonight, I tried not to overwhelm her by sending her too much. Natalie Bollinger did threaten me with the cops. Guess what I threatened her with? The cops. She's going to get to see that there were no threats to kill anyone before Natalie was killed. The first person I threatened after Natalie was killed was Ted Bollinger. That was the first one. The second time I threatened people, I made sure I threatened a lot of people, including the President of the United States, hoping for a 20-year sentence. Is prison better than this? Yes. Yes, it absolutely is. Prison is better than being treated the way that I am. As a victim of rape, I can tell you honestly that what I've had to go through is far worse than being raped. What Natalie Bollinger, Alicea Bollinger, and Maddie Boa put me through is worse than rape. But they wouldn't understand that. They're not men. They'll never be treated that way. It's not possible for them to be treated that way. Those of you who play scared when I scream, I get that that's scary. It's scary for me too. Except unlike you listening to it on the internet, I have to deal with that in real life. No matter where I go. Pebbles is going to get to see that I offered and begged when Natalie Bollinger threatened me with the police. Told me she was going to contact the cops. I told her to call the cops. I encouraged her to call the cops and to give them my number and to have them fucking call me. Pebbles is going to get to see that. As soon as she wakes up in the morning, if she checks her emails first thing. But also, I don't know Pebbles' real name, and that makes it impossible to get help from her. Well, I need substantial help anyway. However, awareness is important, and that's what I needed these people to do from the start. I allowed all these people on my YouTube so they could look at the evidence and fucking show it in its entirety. Instead, I got lip service and fucking druggies. Let me tell you something about those AA meetings. There's a big difference between a junkie and a drug addict. A drug addict wants to get better. A junkie don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves. An addict is a victim. A junkie plays victim, but is in all actuality a predator. Natalie Bollinger was a predator. Her sister still is. So is Maddie Boa. Pebbles is going to get to see that I explained to Natalie that this abuse was making me want my life to end. She's going to get to see that I explained to Natalie that because Natalie would not stop the abuse, she would not come forward and tell the truth to stop the abuse that I was enduring. That's why I contacted Natalie. Miss Pebbles is going to wake up in the morning to about 10 messages that I sent to Natalie. Some of them while we were still friends and some afterwards. She's going to get to see that I did, in fact, tell the truth the whole time. And that starts with the very beginning. She claims she doesn't have a Facebook. This Pebbles Alicea lady. That's sad to me. A lot of people who offered to help me had their Facebooks destroyed. Pebbles is one of them, apparently. I'd like to see the evidence of it because that is important to put in court. That I wasn't the only one victimized. That I didn't cut myself off from these people. My predators did. When I threatened Ted Bollinger, it was to try to keep, well, you're gonna find this fucking funny as hell. It was to keep my predators safe. Predators like Alicia Bollinger. I wanted to keep her safe from Ted because she told me what a horrible person Ted is. And I wanted to keep Danica Garner safe and Rochelle Shelley Campbell safe and Rose M. Kelly safe. And all of them weren't interested in my safety. They weren't interested in the truth either. What they were interested in is wiping their hands clean of Natalie's blood. It wasn't me harassing and stalking that killed Natalie Bollinger. It was her fucking family. Did I harass Natalie? You goddamn right I did. And I am fucking proud of myself for it. I am proud of myself for every person that I harass. Feels good to stand up to them. Feels good to tell you how I really feel, but I never had a problem with that. When I loved you, I told you I loved you. When you did something wrong, I forgave you. But forgiving somebody ain't the same. Just because I forgive you doesn't mean that I have to magically trust you. You already showed me you're not trustworthy. Maddie Boa, she's a lesbian. She did the fucked up shit that she did for the same reason that the boys that you complain about do so. You complain about men being killers, but you pay no attention to the fact that just female nurses alone have killed more people than all mass shooters worldwide. I knew that that statistic was true in America. I didn't realize it was true worldwide until about 2 weeks ago. I was trying to get a protection order served on Tim Beeson for threatening to kill me and my family. I'd been getting threatened and harassed since October of 2016 over things that didn't happen or things that I was asked to do. And of course, I got to try to send the screenshots between me and Natalie and me and Tim Beeson. They're on the internet, by the way. They're on my YouTube channel. There's a lot more to go through. A whole lot more. Like Maddie Boa's multiple accounts. Ted Bollinger's multiple accounts. Tim Beeson's repeated threats and harassment, I'd get phone calls at odd hours of the night before Natalie was killed. People calling me up and telling me they were Natalie's boyfriend and they're gonna fucking kill me and my family and all sorts of other fucked up shit. I didn't have the ability to record it at the time. I didn't have the ability to record that shit until way later. However, I didn't need the ability to record Facebook Messenger because it's Facebook Messenger. You type it, it's there. Unfortunately, people can destroy evidence of their threats and harassment. Facebook needs to be destroyed, and those people who created it need to be imprisoned. Unfortunately, there's too many crimes on Facebook that if you destroy Facebook, the predators who perpetrated those crimes are going to get away, because destroying evidence on Facebook is still destroying evidence. These predators right now, I got 10 different people complaining about my videos, and they've all lost their appeals. All these people keep losing when they're trying to have my my YouTube channel taken down. 6 years worth of evidence on my YouTube channel. 6 years worth of evidence on my YouTube channel. And these predators who are up on my YouTube channel for being predators want that evidence taken down. They don't care if it allows literally dozens of child molesters and dozens of corrupt police officers and public officials to get away with it. You're helping the pedophiles, you sick son of a bitches. Hopefully Miss Pebbles will be the first decent person, the first decent excuse for a human being in the last 6 years. Then again, maybe not. We'll just have to see how it works out. She's got enough evidence there to speak up about the fact that I've been abused for 6 years over bullshit and lies. She's got enough there that she can go, just with what she has alone, she can go to every single one of these Natalie Bollinger Web sleuth groups. Every single one of them. Call them all liars and show proof that they're fucking liars. I'm not going to ask her to listen to 600 recordings on YouTube between myself and witnesses. But hopefully, she'll be willing to take some time to listen to a few. I don't expect it, but I fucking hope. That's all I can do, is hope. Hope that somebody gives enough of a shit to actually get involved, instead of tell me they're sorry. Or promise me that they're gonna 6 months down the road, when I'm fucking livid about the fact that I'm still taking abuse because they still haven't made any effort to come forward. Don't play head games with me. It won't end up well, because I am highly intelligent. If you lie to me, I'm gonna fucking catch you. I'm tired of people typing pretty words at me. Either speak up or go the fuck away. Now, showing how this all started is just a start. If she speaks up about that, then it'll be worth my time and effort to actually send her more evidence. If she doesn't speak up or tells me that she's gonna in fucking 6 weeks, I won't send her anything more. I won't waste my fucking time. I can't. I need actual help. Hopefully she'll actually help. Hopefully she'll actually speak up. Hopefully she'll actually share the evidence. Hopefully. You know how I end these videos. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. And remember, you are your brother's keeper. No victim left behind.